This was a big bang. Was there anything before the big bang?
Okay, you should have that by now. Do this. I'm going to duplicate this same exact layer with all the effects, everything. Okay, this button copies everything about this track. So I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to show you how to drag your layer down so you can edit it further or differently than the others. So just click on that. I'm going to option drag down, and it copies exactly. It's asking if you want to copy the automation. I'm going to put copy, and I'll show you automation a little later. But it's basically all this yellow stuff right here. Okay, so I'm going to option drag this over one more. Yes, copy. Okay, now I want to show you how to mix things up a bit. So say I just have this track playing throughout my song. This sounds cool, but you want to mix it up a little. Like, you want it repetitive, but you don't want it like boring. So what I usually do is I copy the next track over, and then I'll mix up the second part of it, kind of like I did here. So I'll give you a listen of this one right here, and then we'll play them together. Solo this. Okay, so now let's play it together. Yeah, so doesn't that sound better? So just copy your first initial beat, drag it over, mix it up a bit. Anyway, freeze frame this, and you can copy exactly how it is. Now we're going to add the snare. Let me delete this. And the snare, you can find that in the same Deep House kit, but I'll show you how I laid it out. And your basic snare will just, this is what keeps the rhythm of the song. I've got it broken up into even measures right here, and then a half measure on the end. And remember how I was saying to mix it up a bit? So go ahead and I'll freeze frame this and copy it down. Just pick any snare that you like, anything that sounds good. And don't worry about the effects over here on the kick or the snare, because I'll show you that in just a little bit. So go and copy this. Alright, should have that. And then just drag this over. I'll create a new layer right here. Drag this down. Option drag. I'm going to copy that. Option drag over here. Copy. It's not exactly mixing up the snare. Another thing I added was these zaps right here to replace the snare. Let's drag it over. You can delete these two on here. And all we're doing is adding a new instrument. So I'll give you a sample of what I'm talking about. Just play this. Okay, so you're just adding those zaps. And that one is also found in the Deep House kit. You don't have to copy the exact sounds either, just find what you like, suits your song and your taste. Okay, so let's show you some of these effects real quick. The kick, I added some distortion. I'll go into depth on the effects a little later, but I want to show you what I put on the kick right here. I added the bit crusher. It's more like a an 8-bit sound. I can show you what that sounds like. Solo that out. You can adjust this. Yeah, that's that one. And then I added the, this compression was already on there, but I added the distortion. And the way you get to that is you just hold down on these blank boxes, go down to distortion, and you see all these options right here for the effects. So I clicked on the distortion. You also have distortion too, but I'll never use that one. So distortion, and you can select. Right now it's on default, but you can select from different presets, which will give you a lot nastier. As you look at this, you can see how nasty the distortion can get. You can adjust anything you want. I can show you. See how nasty it sounds? It's got 2 distortions on there. I'm going to just adjust this one. And I'll raise this up to show you how nasty it is. Or pretty quiet. Okay, so that's the kick effects right there. You can pause it, copy these presets down or whatever, and then here's the bit crusher. I think I had it on 4, but anyway, make it your own sound if you want. Okay, so let's go to the snare. This one has a unique sound. It's got the echo right here. So I added the distortion. So your basic whatever distortion. If you want to hear it without the echo, all you have to do, double click this, and you can pick bypass. That'll turn the echo off. See over here in the channel, it's great. Or you can actually option click to turn on and off. Okay. So let's hear the snare without the echo. And then with the echo. Okay. With my songs, I always add thing I call ticks. Just show you what I'm talking about. Double click that. Okay. It's basically just something else to keep the rhythm and add a little motion to your song. So let's hear it without the ticks. So right now it's kind of just beating along, but then you add the ticks, it's a lot quicker. Okay. You can also see I just repeated it. And a good way to do that, to make these, is just say I'm down here and I made 4. Say I made 4. You can just select all those. Option click and drag. And then select all these. Option click, drag. Okay? Pretty easy. I'm pushing Command Z to get rid of those again. But I'll show you another little trick. You can add a little skip in this. You shorten this a bit. Add your little skip, maybe by selecting 2 of these, hold Option, drag it in the middle there, and look out. And let's see what that'll kind of break up the beat even more and make it more interesting sounding. Okay. So that's another thing you can do. There's also this tweak sound that I got in the Analog Techno Kit. I'll show you what that sounds like. Turn all these off. And since it's OCD Nightmare, I wanted to add a little sound that's kind of eerie and I don't know, spooky sounding. Well, basically it's just repeating. the beat pretty much. I'll get into a little more of it later, but this will conclude the beat section, and I hope that helped some of you out. And stay tuned for more, because we're going to build the whole entire track, and I'll teach you about mastering effects and all that stuff. So stay tuned, subscribe. Also, I'll put a link for the iTunes so you can check out the full song of OCD Nightmare. Also, check out actually the whole album that I just created. It's this year. It's brand new, and I'm pretty excited, and I can't wait to do some more videos with you guys. So take care and have fun.